So last week for UFC 285, I used an AI to predict UFC 285, John Jones versus Gane, and we're going to be using that exact same AI in ChatGPT to predict Gane versus Dvalishvili, which is also going to be taking place this weekend. So let's just jump over straight into the AI. It is ChatGPT. It's pretty public. Everyone can kind of use it. And what you can do with this is some pretty crazy stuff. So what I have done is I have prepared some stats and just a little bit of information about Petr Yan and Merab Dvalishvili, and we're going to feed that information into the AI, and we're going to see what it has to say. So what we've got here is just based on what you know about Petr Yan and Merab, as well as this information. Can you provide an analysis and prediction if they were to fight each other? I've given the location, the rules, the rounds, the weight class, Petr Yan stats based off UFC stats, Merab stats based off UFC stats, and it is going to write up a full analysis and breakdown on this, which is pretty crazy, and we're going to read about it here. So Petr Yan and Merab Dvalishvili are two talented fighters in the bantamweight division of MMA. While Yan has a slightly better record with more wins and a higher finishing rate, Dvalishvili has a higher average of takedowns per 15 minutes and a better takedown defense. Which isn't really true, but that's okay. The fight would take place in Las Vegas, and both fighters have similar height and reach. In terms of striking, Yan has a higher strike rate, landing, and accuracy, while also absorbing more strikes per minute than Dvalishvili. Dvalishvili has a slower strike landing rate and accuracy, but he absorbs significantly fewer strikes than Yan. Yan is a well-rounded fighter with good striking and takedown skills, while Dvalishvili is known for his wrestling and grappling abilities. In a fight between Yan and Dvalishvili, Yan would likely want to keep the fight standing and use his striking skills to outscore his opponent. Dvalishvili would likely look to take the fight to the ground and use wrestling to control Yan and potentially work for a submission. Overall, it would be a tough fight to call. Yan has shown to be a skilled fighter and has been in the game for a long time, while Dvalishvili is a relatively new addition to the UFC roster. However, Dvalishvili's takedown skills could potentially give him an advantage in the fight. Here we go. We've got a prediction out of ChatGPT. My prediction is that the fight would go the distance, with Yan potentially edging out a decision victory due to his striking abilities and experience in the octagon. However, if Dvalishvili is successful in taking Yan down and controlling him on the ground, he could potentially win a decision as well. So the official pick really from ChatGPT is that the fight is going to go the distance, but what we do actually have is a prediction based on Yan by a very close decision, pretty much is what the official pick is. But ChatGPT has saved itself by saying, I wouldn't be surprised if Merab wins as well. Let's just kind of ask it the same question, but without giving it that information. I forgot to delete that, but it's whatever. Petr Yan and Merab Dvalishvili, it might even just give the same spiel as what I asked, but Petr Yan and Merab Dvalishvili are both skilled bantamweight fighters with different strengths. Yan is a well-rounded fighter with good striking and takedown skills, while Dvalishvili is known for his wrestling and grappling abilities. The fight will take place under MMA rules in Las Vegas with 5 rounds of 5 minutes each. In terms of striking, Yan has a higher strike rate and landing and accuracy, while Dvalishvili absorbs fewer strikes. Dvalishvili, on the other hand, has a much higher average of takedowns per 15 minutes and a better takedown defense. So it's just using the information that I just fed it again before. This indicates that Dvalishvili would likely try to take Yan to the ground and use grappling to control the fight. If Yan can keep the fight standing and utilize the striking, he could potentially outscore Dvalishvili and win the fight. However, if Merab is successful in taking Yan down, he could control the fight and potentially work for a submission. Overall, it's tough to predict. However, you would give the edge to Dvalishvili due to his superior grappling and ability to control the fight on the ground. And now we've got a different pick. My prediction is that Dvalishvili would win the fight by a unanimous decision, using his wrestling to take down Yan and control him throughout the fight. Okay, so I've got 2 different answers from ChatGPT. Kind of do with that information what you want. I think that was a pretty fun video to make. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Maybe you guys could use ChatGPT yourself. It's actually a pretty fun tool. You can kind of do whatever you want with it. You can ask it any sort of questions. Literally anything. Like you can just ask it anything and it will literally tell you everything, dude. It's actually kind of incredible. So I just asked it, can you tell me the history of UFC? And it's got to write a whole spiel about the history of UFC. Like this is an AI. Like this is not anything. I don't even know how to describe it. It's an AI, and it just tells you anything. That's amazing. So let me know what you think of the video. I will be very interested in kind of doing more sorts of things about this. But yeah, I think that was a pretty fun video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'll definitely be doing more if you do enjoy them. So let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.